So good morning, because I think we're ready to start. Let's go. Because we had a bit of a bottleneck, I think, getting out of the theater, I don't want us to lose a lot of time on this workshop before we went to break for the next one. Good morning. I'm Anne Marie Taylor. I am the Executive Director of the Indianapolis Neighborhood Resource Center, and we're so happy to see you all here today. We have a full house. I know. This group in front of me has this completely taken care of. I'm just going to do some introductions and hand it right on over. But welcome to Carrots and Carburetors. And I know we all are very anxious to hear from folks from Keystone, Monon, and the Rose Wolf Motorcycle Club. So I'm going to introduce Mary Ann Galloway, Taz, Christy Waller, and Beast. I am here to help answer questions, make sure folks see your evaluation, and just try to make sure we stay on time. But with that, I'm going to turn it right over to get this great workshop started.
That's great, thanks. Actually, there are two motorcycle clubs here. There are Rose Wolves and then the Immortal Souls. So Taz is with the Immortal Souls. So just to get us started. So, gosh, we are so excited that so many of you have turned out. This is fantastic because we're excited about what's going on in our neighborhood, and hopefully you can learn something from what we've done and give suggestions. We're going to leave at least 10 minutes, if not 15, for participatory discussion, and let's really have a great conversation. Sound good? All right. So, there. In terms of the overview, here's what we want to accomplish here. We want to talk about the objectives, what we want to, the information we want to give to you and what we hope you come out of this with. We want to talk about our neighborhood a little bit. Just to describe our neighborhood, which is probably very similar to a number of yours as well. And then to talk about our vision, specifically with the community garden, the Rose Wolves, the Immortal Souls, and then I'm interim president of the Neighborhood Association Partnerships Office. So talk a little bit about that. And then our resources. We have a lot of resources in our neighborhoods, and we want to just talk a little bit about that. And then let's open it up for questions and discussion. Okay? In terms of the objectives, what we want to do is let me get my tongue straight here. What we're doing in our neighborhood is strengthening our neighborhood by building bridges. And I think Taz at one point, and you'll hear him talk in a minute, talked about that, where we are overcoming our fear and embracing diversity and recognizing that we all have things to contribute. Everybody in the neighborhood has gifts, talents, skills, and abilities. And we need to figure out how to use that to make our neighborhood stronger. And y'all jump in anytime. Okay. First of all, our neighborhood, Keystone and Monon. Basically, we're, I think, 38th Street up to 54th on the one side, the Monon Trail on the west, and Keystone is a big area, there. We have our motorcycle clubs in that area. We have a school, IPS, a couple of the private local schools there. So this represents the Monon Trail. It's hard to get a picture of it. We have our community garden. You'll be hearing about that. We have a lot of small businesses in there, and we also have Meyer, which is coming in, a big box right there on Keystone. We have a lot of great restaurants. Some of you know Good Morning Mama's, Mama Corolla's. There's an incredible taco place, which I hear, I haven't been there yet. Yeah, on 52nd, right there, pawn shop, it's right there. So 54th actually. And then our neighborhood is comprised mostly of bungalows in terms of housing. You're all familiar with the sort of, we call ourselves Sobro, South of Vaudeville neighborhood. And anyway, this paints a pretty good picture, I think, of our neighborhood. Y'all want to add anything about our great neighborhood?
I think just from the community garden standpoint, we are such a very large neighborhood geographically, and we don't have really a central social type meeting point. We have Arsenal Park, which is a very large park right smack dab in the middle of the neighborhood, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But we don't have an obvious community meeting space at this point.
Right now, the neighborhood partnership, we're meeting in the school, and do that. We have a meeting, in fact, this coming Tuesday, so if any of you can come, 7 o'clock at Public School 91. It'd be great. Our vision, I want to just to set this up before we get into this, I just wanted to tell you how we came together, because this might be interesting to you. It was certainly a surprise to me, I have to say. So I live at the corner, or not the corner, but close to 46 and Evanston. And you know, if you're familiar with that area, you know, there's 46th Street and Evanston, there were some empty buildings and businesses coming and going and just a whole bunch of stuff. And then I heard, oh Lord, motorcycle clubs have really okay, you can fathom, can you not? I'm like, oh, my property values, what am I going to do? So, and that's my head talking, right? Well, then lo and behold, it was like spring, I think, early last spring. I got a flyer in my mailbox that said, come help us clean up the neighborhood. And it was signed Beast, Dimples, Taz. I'm thinking, what is this? And then I realized that they had immortal souls and road rules. And I said, okay, something told me, go down there and figure this out. So it turns out it was a rainy, rainy day that day. And they had actually postponed the cleanup because I think nobody's down here. But I happened to go down and their door was open to the road walls. And I walk in and there's two ladies pushing brooms and cleaning up. And then I hear this, Mag, that's my nickname. How did you know I was here? And I turned and it was Beast. Didn't put that together. I said, Davey, how are you? Davey and I knew each other from community work I was doing over in Mapleton, Fall Creek, and I had no idea that Davey was president of the National Rules, actually, too. Yeah, national president. And I had no idea about that today. I knew I had life, but that would be about it. Well, we threw our arms around each other. So glad to see each other. And then these ladies are kind of dumbfounded. They're looking at us like, what just happened here? So anyway, so then Davey introduced me to the Immortal Souls and Taz and some other folks over there. And then I knew Christy from the neighborhood partnership meetings. And we just all started talking and deciding that, hey, we need to come together and celebrate diversity in our community, to understand that everybody has something to contribute and go from there. So that being said, that was an eye-opening moment for me. And by the way, they did hold the cleanup a week later, and I heard all this noise in the back of my house, and here they are in their colors cleaning up the alley behind the house. So they've been a real addition, both clubs, to the neighborhood. So we're very happy to have them in our neighborhood. So you want to start?
Yeah. Well, and kind of to follow up on that, well, I'm Christy Kester. I'm one of the co-organizers for the Keystone Mona Community Garden, which I like to say is the most active community garden in Indianapolis without a garden yet. We're working on it. We're so close, I can taste it. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But at that neighborhood partnership meeting that I first met Mag at, she had mentioned the motorcycle clubs in our neighborhood, and the fact that East actually has built community gardens before. And she said, I really want to start building bridges with these clubs. Is anyone here interested? And I'm like, oh my gosh, a bunch of fellows, largely lots of strong, able-bodied men who want to come help us build a community garden and work with kids in our neighborhood, and probably give us so much more than I can ever even begin to fathom on my own. Yes, absolutely. So that's kind of where this partnership has begun, and I fully anticipate enlisting you guys' help in the spring when we start actually building our garden beds. But so, just to introduce the Keystone Mona Community Garden, we launched this idea last January, and we had 40 people at our first meeting. I'm a gardener, and so my first thought was, what is this garden going to look like? No, that's not really what the garden is, yes, what brought everyone there, but really the motivations for why people were there were, we want strong community. We want to know our neighbors. We're new to the neighborhood. We don't know anyone. We don't even know our next door neighbor. We want a chance to learn side by side with the people we live with, we share this space with. And so that's what really came out right from the get-go. Since then, we have designed the garden. We have, started doing those nitty-gritty, where are we going to get mulch, those kinds of things. But the first several meetings were focused on, what are your motivations? Why are you here? what do we want this to look like? What is our mission as a group? And I think that can carry over to any community-related endeavor, far beyond a community garden. So the mission that we came up with as a group was to serve as a multi-generational gathering place to create community through collaborative efforts in growing healthy food sustainably while providing opportunities for education and fun. So big mouthful, but the key things are those all ages, all people, create community, and we want to do that through education and fun. We want this to be something that people want to be a part of. And like I said, the garden itself is just a conduit for creating community. Just like motorcycle clubs, you guys are interested in motorcycles and riding together. That's the conduit for bringing people together. So that's really our focus. Without community, it's just a garden, and it's probably not a very successful one at that. So the need in our neighborhood, to go back to our neighborhood itself, much of our neighborhood is considered a food desert, like a lot of neighborhoods in Indianapolis. And also there isn't really a central eating place. Arsenal Park is a really active, much used place with a lot of space. And so we're really looking at this as a mutually beneficial thing. We're bringing positive activities into the garden. We're teaching people how to grow for themselves, grow their own food. And we're hopefully introducing it and normalizing urban agriculture, normalizing being able to grow your own food to a lot of people who might not otherwise, happen upon it, basically. So these are just a few of the faces of people within our neighborhood. We've hosted different activities and events since that January, February start time. And we've already started reaching out to all of the different groups in our neighborhood. So we have tons of churches, we have schools, we have businesses, we have motorcycle clubs, we have a huge range of people doing really cool stuff. And every single one of those connections that we've made, we've seen 5 other possibilities for ways that we could go and resources that we could use right in our community. So with that, I want to turn it over to, who am I turning it over to? Please? All right.
Like she said, we got a lot of diversity in our neighborhood and the community. I told you how we met. We actually previously knew each other. And she spoke about the gardens I did. I live across the street from Broadway United Methodist Church. And I do a lot of work over there. And I actually put a rain garden in one time because they had a flooding problem there. And we built the rain garden to take the water away from the building. And then I turned around and I built 2 raised beds, urban gardens. One was at Maple Fall Creek, right there at the church, and the other one was on 29th and Capitol. So the garden aspect, I got some pretty good knowledge on that. To give you a little history about Road Wolves, we started 15 years ago. We always been a family-oriented club. So, we do just like our name is, we travel, go visit, and that's what we are, road if we stay on the road. But we just recently got our clubhouse here. We got 9 other chapters. And my vision for our club is, to really help the community. Because that's the way I've been grown up, and we got people in there, and that's just something we want to do. There's a lot of diversity out here about motorcycle clubs, and it's mainly because people watching TV, stuff like that. But there are clubs out here that's not about the right, but there's a lot of clubs that are. And we're one of those. So is Mortal Soul. There's a couple other clubs we brotherhood with, and we're more or less about uplifting the community, not trying to cause trouble and nothing like that. We're also part of a group called IBU, Indie Bikers United, and we do the same thing. We got a few other events coming up here soon. We just did backpacks for kids. We do a bike safety over on 16th in St. Louis. It's Mount Olive, sorry, Mount Olive Church. There's just things like that, that's the kind of things we do. We're not just trying to reach out to the community we're in. We're trying to go further out too. So, we may not be able to get everybody's community, but we'll get as many as we can, and maybe it'll grow from there. Taz? Yes.
What's the name of your motorcycle club?
Road Wolves.
Road Wolves, right up there.
It's all right.
Tell them over 50.
It's all right.
And didn't see it, right? Well, let me say, don't try to break the ice, because y'all here, y'all always done. Let me ask you a question. Anybody know how to call 911? Alright. So, I'm Tasmanian, and short Taz, with the Motor Souls. I like myself, I was the national president of my organization. We've been in Indianapolis about 10 years. A lot of people always see the name of Motor Souls and the incident, but yeah, it's the Motor Souls. Well, honestly, Motor Souls comes out of what is the Phoenix. Phoenix is what we always say it's not a bird, okay? But it's an ancient bird-like figure, okay? Typically it comes up out of the ashes of fire, okay? It lives for an extended period of time, and then it dies, then there's a rebirth. So I think everybody can you can kind of pick up off of that. Now, we've been centrally located in several parts of the city for those 10 years. Mr. McDowell, who left here, Fred McDowell with Mount Olive, we used to be located on oncoming 18. Every time we move, and we move maybe approximately about 5 times over 10 years, it has always been the idea of the club is to go ahead and delve ourselves into the community which we're in. So they have a better understanding of a motorcycle club. Like he said, typically, when you talk about a motorcycle club, it's always a negative connotation. Through media, news, what have you, okay? But our desire has always been to be right within the community now. I wear a lot of hats, okay? You see us wearing a rag like he has on, just the jackets, and obviously being motorcycle riders, you're not gonna see us smiling too often. keep it real with you, okay? So you're gonna see the scowls and the stares and the sneers, right? Glasses on, shades on, eyes covered, so you're like, I'm gonna touch those guys. Right? But when you get to know us, you get to love us. Okay? And what I'm saying that is that, okay, first thing we did, we got in with the Mount Olive, started working with him on bike safety with the kids in the neighborhood. Okay, so we came in and they set up a course, had involvement with the police department, fire department, EMS, and like I say, some of the other community leaders, if you will. Okay. And we continued that on years and years in. We start with Indie Bikers United, which is our association of clubs. We run them in and we all start pitching in and start doing the same thing. And we moved over for a few years over on about 2030 Illinois. Directly across from 2030 Illinois is a senior citizens home. Okay. With that being said, what we did with that is, we would cook dinners. Sometimes, the family is supposed to come by and bring them something to eat. They don't make it sometimes, And then we also did supportive efforts for, like you said, backpack, attack, raising funds to help out those needy kids. But like I said, with the senior citizen, what we did is we would cook typically on Sunday or something like that. Or if they just wanted to come over, and get away, we had open doors for them to come over and hang out. They just want to hear some good music, But they had no problem coming over and associating with us. So getting to this, I am you want to know all these things? I'm a firefighter. I'm a coach. And I'm a life coach. A motorcycle Carburetors are the freest people in the world. We have people that come from all walks of life, all the way up to, you've seen it, our senator, our congressmen, our judges, our governor. You get a ride every year, right? You about my height, right? So, but he ride every year. You don't see no negative connotation with that. The motorcycle riders, like I said, are the freest people in the world. Because when you get on your bike, whether you're in rags, in colors, or just a civilian rider, if you break down, somebody will check on you, no matter where you at. So we break down the stereotypes. You be white, you be black, you be red, you be brown. I might not like you because of the cuts you wear, but you a biker, when you represent bikers. We will check on you, make sure you safe. Some people have written on Facebook where they've been somewhere, God found, stopped, checked on them, give you one story, we'll make it quick. We have an annual, it's called the NBR, National Biker Roundup. Little history, it used to be called the National Black Bikers Roundup. But you got some major support from Harley Davidson and I think Budweiser, and they changed it to the National Bikers Roundup. But nonetheless, we rode to Tulsa, Oklahoma about a year ago. I rode all the way through the rain. Got on Route 66. It was raining like, I think Moses was coming back or something. Anyway, I'm riding, I didn't stop. I passed a whole lot of people. I'm still riding. Just ride. Get to Route 66. Anybody ever been to Oklahoma? You know Route 66. I get to Route 66 exit. I pull off. God, come on now. The bike shut down. Trying to start it up. They ain't starting. People stop. Check on me. All right, my club brother's coming. Start up. I go 50 feet. Shut back off. Yeah, I thought I got some spark plugs in the bike. Had some extra spark plugs, put them in. Good. I go 100 feet. So I'm out here 3 hours. In the rain. Still raining. Ain't stopped raining. But I had firemen come by and check on me. I had a police officer come and check on me. I had a lady that lived in a Hollywood district across the street come out and check on me. Now she got a little pocket knife on her now. But you use my phone, you can call somebody. Make sure I got my knife. All right, that's funny. But then everybody left. Then comes another couple, a man and a woman. I said, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I got my club brother. They coming to check on me here. Real soon they gonna be here." They said, "You know what? It's raining. Can you just come out of the rain and come in the van for a while? Just sit. We'll sit with you." They stayed with me. My brothers came. They couldn't exactly find me. They took me to a gas station. We met them. Came back, loaded my bike up. I thanked them. They said no problem. It was in their heart to do. Now, what that is, that shows you right there. That's our vision. To tear down these walls, okay, racism, discrimination, disgust, and what have you. Because we have a lot of diversity, as everybody said, in our community. Okay, as Max said, when we first got in the neighborhood, it's just natural instinct to be concerned about what is this. But you know, we have, like I said, we got the park, we have the school, at least 4 blocks away. Okay, we have elderly, we have young, we have the famous Marcy Village. Everybody know about that now. We didn't know about it because, well, they just had a scene over there, a month ago. Police was out there for all night. But we have so much to offer. Like I said, we got the community garden coming in now. So, like I said, what we want to do is pull people from all walks of life, ages, age groups, racial backup, or what have you, to continue to celebrate diversity in our community. And that's my vision.
Thank you for that. And that's a perfect segue into segue, thank you, Taz, for that, into, this is a wise woman that some of us know. And what she said to us one time, this was years ago when I was doing work over in Naperville Creek, she says, in community, you find you have everything you need. And that is so true. That is so true. Everybody has gifts, talents, skills, and abilities, no matter from what walk of life, what kind of background, you know. I mean, even drug dealers are good business people. You know, have business skills. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And we wanted to do a little exercise here with all of us too, just to show you that, you know, we don't need to depend on other people. We don't need to depend on funding. We don't need to do any of those things. What we need to learn to do is to build bridges and depend on each other and count on each other for things. And there's such a wealth of,
Sure.
yeah. You could read my writing if I tried. But what we want to do is just go around the room and just, what is something that you know well enough you can teach? You're going to be astounded at the end of this. Okay? Y'all game for that? Okay. Taz, what's something you can teach? A couple things, one or two things that you know well enough that you can teach somebody. Survival skills and self-defense. Okay, Beast, what about you?
You got two of mine.
I know you can cook. You can cook.
I cook.
It's a great, you're an artist.
Yeah, I'm an artist.
Okay, so you can teach somebody to draw or create art, right? How about you?
I'm a dog whisperer.
A dog whisperer.
Ooh, I need you.
A dog I call the jackal. Dog whisperer, we need that. How about you?
I teach conflict mediation, conflict resolution.
Fantastic. What a great resource that would be to any neighborhood. How about you?
I do a lot of things. I don't know. I don't have nothing.
Well, knit, sew, cook, teach, read, I mean, art, anything. All right, well, maybe you're a good listener. All right, that's huge in a neighborhood, being a good listener. How about you?
Teaching Spanish speakers as English.
Oh, even English is second language then. Yeah. Fantastic. How about you guys?
Well, I would probably say something like reading.
Reading, teaching somebody to read is fantastic. Gardening. We need gardeners. How about you?
I say gardener.
Gardening?
I tutor for second and third grade.
Tutor?
Reading, and crime watch captain, and I'm a good communicator because I write the prayer tree for my church.
That's fantastic. You do what for your church?
I write the prayer tree for my church.
Okay. So teach people how to communicate with one another then too. Okay, in the back there.
I cook, I sew, I volunteer with Pike Township, AARP, 2 or 3 other organizations, so
But you could teach somebody to cook, sew, you could give advice on volunteer,
crochet.
crochet. Wonderful. What you?
I can cook, and I'm thinking about joining Indie Reads to help teach
Yeah,
people how to
great.
read.
That's fantastic.
I can teach ballet and frame art.
Ballet. And what was the last?
Frame art.
Frame art? That's super cool.
I can teach people how to facilitate meetings, construct agendas.
That's fantastic. How about y'all?
I could teach someone how to budget their finances and worship God.
All right. There you go.
I have a degree in planning, so I can teach zoning and stuff.
That's critical in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Think about what a valuable resource that is for a neighborhood. Who else?
I'm an attorney, so I can teach everyone how to navigate the legal system.
All right.
Well, that's
Now
a
that
big
is.
difference.
That's important. Get her name. Personal or an organizer. That's fantastic. All right.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I don't know your name.
No, my name is Melita. I was making a list here. I didn't think you were coming that fast, but
We're quick in this room.
yeah. So I'm an organizer, a facilitator, a youth development facilitator. I'm also a poet, teacher. I'm a professional speaker, professional poet as well. Community organizing, engaging, engagement. I wear a lot of hats, and so I'm a caregiver. Yes,
That's incredible. Yeah, what a great resource.
Oh my gosh. I can't remember where I left
I could teach you basic Excel.
Basic. That's good. All right, basic Excel, that's huge. Put that together with the budgeting and finance.
He says come back and follow.
So you're on it.
Pretty good softball. So I could already teach that. There's also have a master's in philosophy. So if you ever want to talk about the meaning of life.
So you're a great engager then, conversationalist about deep issues. Somebody's talking about that. Construction. Whoa, that's a big one. All kinds of construction.
Yeah, we miss Debbie.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We missed Miss Debbie back there.
Thanks.
How about lots to teach?
How about gardening and tatting?
Tatting. That's, no one does that much anymore.
No, they don't.
That's great.
I'm in school right now getting a degree in psychology and social work, so social work type of stuff.
You could help people maybe find resources that they needed, like access to that or something. Perfect.
Art history.
Art history. That's wonderful.
I like to connect people.
That is key to all of this, what we're talking about now. That's great. So you're a connector. That's fantastic.
Or to teach art, basic computer skills, and when you wanted everyone to leave, I could get out a guitar.
Party animal.
That's great. That is great. Okay.
Social media and mentoring.
Social media and mentoring. How about you?
I like connecting, getting to the right people,
That is
getting
so-
close to the right people.
That is
And
so
also
good.
I can teach basic crime prevention, burglary prevention, personal safety, and CMI.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah, all these are just, you guys blowing us away. This is incredible.
Probably zoning and environmental.
Oh, that's fantastic. I need to talk to you about what's going on with the 40 Keystone, with the 45th, all that. Something's going on over there, pollution. They're trying to
Yeah.
clean it all up.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name.
They sent a bunch of heavy fines out to,
Yeah. And, okay, how about you?
I could teach you how to knit a hat.
All right. Need that for the winter. She'll put it, how about you?
I can swaddle a mean baby. Or do a mean swaddle of a kind baby. And piano.
Piano. Play the piano. Okay, me. I know a lot about real estate. I can help with real estate, and I know about, I can teach you that, and I can teach you about the social, economic, and environmental determinants of health. That's just good health. What really makes us healthy and what doesn't. So, I mean, let's look at this. I've got to get out of the way here. Is this fantastic?
You know, I wanted to go back to one thing that Taz said that really struck me in relation to all of this is kind of resetting your preconceptions of who is in the room with you, what skills they have. And I've had to do this, you know, I thought I was a pretty open-minded person, and I think I am. But I've still had to really kind of examine my own assumptions about people during this whole community garden process and really getting to know the people in my neighborhood who I wouldn't otherwise have met at all. And one of the things that I go back to over and over and over again is assume positive intentions. Assume that everyone in the room is there because they want good things to happen and they want to bring their skills to the group. They may not know how just yet. They may seem like kind of a pain in your butt even sometimes. I mean, they may be throwing up like, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? Well, they're not asking those questions because they want to stop. Assume that they're asking those questions because they want you to succeed and they want, that's just their way of making sure that things are addressed, that they're concerned about. And so, and kind of following that idea is, well, great, then what do you have to bring to the table that you haven't even ever thought about maybe? So,
and then, that's perfect. And then how do we connect people? How do you then connect people in the neighborhood? And that's kind of where we are right now, trying to figure out. We know that our neighborhood is abundant in resources like this. This is incredible. Can you imagine if everyone in your neighborhood said, hey, I can teach this, do this? The issue is how do we connect? And every time we make these connections, though, it builds a stronger neighborhood. Would y'all agree with that? So now this is question discussion time. Let's hear it. Y'all have questions or whatever? Yeah.
I was just going to say, you're asking how do we connect it. 2 years ago, I grew up in a very rural area of Indiana, and I talked to somebody who said that their churches, there were like several small churches with low populations, and they all got together and they created index cards with people to find out the skills that they had that they could contribute so that they could do projects in the neighborhoods, with different people. And they said, and this complaint was that, people were too proud to let them come in and do work on their houses. And I said, did you assume that these people, just needed help? Did you have them fill out a card of what their skills were? And he went, what? And I said, did you make them fill out a card too so that they were part of the process instead of a recipient of charity? And I think that was a big thing. I don't know what they did with it after the discussion, but I think that's a big thing, is nobody ever wants to feel like they're the charity case. If they can participate,
They give back too.
Right, if they, it's like, well, I'm too old, or I can't do this, or can you make cookies? Can you make lemonade? Can you tell the kids stories while the other adults are doing work? People want to feel like they're as much a part of the process of helping themselves as the people coming in to do the work.
We may do some of that. We have a meeting, a neighborhood meeting, I think I said this Tuesday night, to elect officers. And I'm hoping that we can get some folks to step up, to do that. We do have a lot of participation there. But we may talk about some of this at the meeting. How can we begin to connect with one? There's an app next door, but that's a different kind of connection than getting to know each other or.
That's something that I've run into too a lot is, sort of my background is I'm used to connecting via Facebook and via Nextdoor and, I'll post it on our website. But there's a huge population in our neighborhood who doesn't have internet at their houses or really maybe never uses internet, doesn't have an email address. And so finding ways to connect with all people in your neighborhood is challenging. It just is. But the more people you can enlist, the way we've started trying to overcome that is really going door to door. Every person in our group, we give them a stack of flyers and say before the next meeting, hang these on people's doorknobs or ring the doorbell and introduce yourself. But that's a challenge. That's a tough one.
Yeah. As Crime Watch captain for my neighborhood, I decided that I was going to make it a project to meet every.
Just a little bit. I'm sorry, I can't hear over there.
As Crime Watch captain for my neighborhood, I decided that I was going to make it a point to meet every single neighbor. We have 104 houses in my neighborhood. So I went door to door. It took me 3.5 days to cover everything, because you know how people like to talk and tell you their stories. But by doing that, I got to know them, their family, what their needs were, because sometimes as a stranger, they were more comfortable in telling me, my husband's out of work, we need this, we need that. And I work for, I think there's 5 different homeless shelters that I'm connected to. And so many people say, as we did today, you're going around, you're trying to think what your talents are, what your skills are. And I'm kind of let them know that there were things that they could do to help the neighborhood, so that they didn't feel, like you were saying, they don't want to accept anything, but they don't have, I don't have anything to give. And in talking with them, I made a note of everything that they told me they could do. So they said, well, you work at Holy Family Homeless Shelter. I would love to volunteer, but I can't do anything. I don't know how to do anything. I don't have any skills. And I went back to, can you babysit? Are you good at computers? Are you good at working with people? And it's just a matter of getting the right person connected to the skill that's needed. And I think it's all in networking. I was at the ovarian cancer walk a couple of weeks ago, and there was a table full of toothbrushes and toothpaste. I went to the lady and I said, at the end, could I please have some of your samples to give out for Beggars for the Poor? She gave me her card. She met me at Panera's. I got a box this big, 100 T-shirts and backpacks. And it's a matter of speaking up and taking that chance, and people aren't thinking, well, you're looking for something for nothing. Downstairs, Bright House, they had backpacks. I said, can you help me out? I wrote Beggars for the Poor, the people who are out on the streets, they really need them. She gave me her business card for getting together next week. It's just a matter of not being afraid, speaking up, not being afraid of what people think.
Those vacancy notions and just.
Right, it's just a matter of communicating and networking.
I deal with a lot of different neighborhood organizations on the Near East Side, and the Outlaws Motorcycle House is just being torn down. So those residents over there have a really bad image of motorcycles. So how do you guys and folks go about restoring those bonds between neighborhoods when you move in? What's your suggestion?
Well, that's the reason why we do what we do now. Like, when we first got to 46 Harrison, immediately what I did, even though in the process, when we got a building, it was gutted. It wasn't on 4 walls. So I built everything in. But even in the midst of that, I still wanted to help the community. So I organized a neighborhood cleanup. And that's the flyer we sent out. And I got chemicals in there involved. And I mean, even with what we had going on, I still was trying to help out the community. And that's the reason why we're doing this kind of stuff, to help build bridges. You know, that way everybody's not like, oh my God, motorcycle club, you know, oh, what's going on? But when we first got there, there was a couple of people who moved out the neighborhood because we came. You know, you can't win them all, but
You guys were fast about reaching out too.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
It hasn't been a long.
Is there a network of good motorcycle clubs?
You know, yeah, like I said, the other thing that we did, like I said, initially, we kind of have we have an open house, you know, and we have open invitation where, you know, we basically walk the neighborhood and inform people that we were moving into the neighborhood. So they see, you know, they put a face with a name, you know, sometimes you get the real name, but also, you know, we, like I said, open house and you know, we kind of, this has been done in several of our other cities too, but we kind of work for the neighborhood. You know, we cook, feed the neighborhood, you know, find out, you know, if we have some people in the neighborhood, like I say, that cannot quite do for themselves, you know, kind of like a peer, kind of let them know who the leaders are for the organization. If there's an issue, say, you know, something happened the night before, or you know, music a little louder, you know, it's nothing. You know, we're a part of nothing to say, hey, you turn the music down or turn the bass down. We had, you know, police officers, great familiar with us, they typically say, hey, you turn the bass down. Music finally turn the bass down. And like the lady next to you said, anybody united, we were about 12 motorcycle clubs. Give you a little fact here, just for what we know, like I said, on our side of the track, you know, you have, they always still say tracks here, or, you know, white club, black club, co-ed club, what have you. We have roughly about 70 motorcycle clubs in the city. So there's about 12 that function with us. Anybody get united, and we serve in several capacity areas like life safety, Thanksgiving, Christmas donations for families that are less fortunate. A few years ago, we went to the women's shelter. I think maybe a few years back, we actually had one club. They had sews, took a bunch of blankets, sewed them together, and we went downtown and passed out blankets to the home.
Taz, we've got about 7 minutes left. Let me just say one, who's next? We've got a bunch of people wanting. Go ahead.
Just to throw in, a system of communication. One of the things that we hear as government workers and communities is that we can't get people to our neighborhood association meetings. And we used to live in Mapleton Fall Creek, and we lived on a short street. I would always tell the leaders of the association, you need to have advocates on every street if you can get them. They're the ones that put out the flyers. They're the ones that put out the signs. They're the ones that communicate with their people. But there needs to be a basic system of communication. And the lady back there mentioned Crime Watch, and you don't hear a lot about that anymore, but that can be one of the most powerful connectors that you can have in a community if it is explained right and the tools are given and what to do and how to do to working with any government agency, any public safety agency. So I would just say definitely look at basic communication system, flyers. Tell them, here are the people working in our community. And also include your businesses. If you've got a McDonald's, if you have a library, if you've got a fire department, include them. Make the connected piece holistic. Whether it's renters, owners, doesn't matter. Schools, bring everybody in and communicate that regularly.
You know, one of the things that we just add this real fast is that the same meeting where we actually discussed this club that I made with we one time because there was a lot of fear at first, and so we had an open discussion at the meeting, and at the end of it, like Christy said, it's like, you know, I said, I know these folks, I know their heart, you know, and the police were there, and they said, we don't have any problem with them, you know, and so that was kind of reassuring people, and I said, who wants to meet? There were about 12 people who raised their hands, which was fantastic. There was a meeting Tuesday night, and they're going to come and join the neighborhood association now. So that will help too, I think. Yep. And I don't want to take, because I know there are a lot of questions. Go ahead.
So, one of the things you're saying was I have an organization called Growing Pain, and basically we deal with ex-offenders from employment. Having spent 26 years of my life incarcerated, I now trying to show the brighter side of redemption, and that redemption is possible. And so we do a lot of things within conflict mediation, conflict resolution. We teach young men coming home how to communicate and how to look for resources and how to reach out and to try to do great things in the community. Unfortunately, we constantly see the negativity on TV over and over again. But they're not talking about the success stories of guys who come home and are doing the right things. We have that same stigma as far as the motorcycle clubs. There's always this negative connotation of, okay, what are they going to do wrong next? And they're not telling and showing enough of the stories of guys who have come home, pulled themselves up out of the bootstraps, and started organizations or become a part of an organization that's doing great things. So I would just share that, try to always just like she said, with an open mind. Approach everyone with an open mind and always stay positive. Because you're going to get some good things. I'm just really surprised how talented and how articulate a lot of these guys are.
Thank you. And just to add to that, I think that's a great lesson for any of us doing anything with community organization at any level is making a conscious effort to tell the positive stories. You know, whether that's photos, whether that's talking at a session like this, whether that's just, going to your community's churches or neighborhood partnership meetings or whatever it might be. Yeah, and really focusing on the good that's going on. We had a couple here, I think. We've got a lot.
Mine was just really quick. I just want to say thank you. It's awesome to see, this diversity, this panel up here, and I'm not even gonna lie, when I walked in, I'm just like, okay, what's going on, you know? And so because I go to things like this all the time, and this never happens. And so it's just like, it was awesome to see like the change that was happening, you know? And so I just want to say thank you, and you guys are doing an amazing job. And when I dropped down 46th Street, I think where Immortal Souls was, I think, and like there was a building, I remember when you guys were painting, and I was driving and I was just looking, I'm just like, what in the world are they doing now? And I just seen the bird, and I was just like, oh my God, this is gonna be another one of them ratchet clubs with like another one of them studios in the basement, come and make your beats and all of that. And so I just like, we don't need this again, you know. And so, but to see you here, and it's just like, to see you guys here is amazing. To hear what you guys are doing, like, it really changed my perspective, you know, even about, you know, looking at the way it's just like, okay, well, this is just another, you know, thing that is happening. And so I just want to say that you guys are doing an amazing job. And so, like, thank you, and thank you for being here, and thank you for doing what you guys do, you know. And so, and thank you to Manon, to the Monon and Keystone, like, that's awesome. So that's what I wanted to say. I appreciate that.
To add to that, like I said, we're about building bridges, trying to get everybody to come together. And one of our main goals is to get everybody to understand that we want you to come party with us. You know, that's just one aspect of what we do. That's not what we're about. We're about riding. We want you to come party with us. But also, too, another reason why we do what we do in the neighborhood, and we walk the neighborhood, and we do this kind of stuff, is because just our presence there makes that neighborhood that much safer. When we first got to that neighborhood, I mean, I grew up in Indianapolis. When we first got to that neighborhood was a trouble neighborhood. And I've had neighbors come up to me out of clear blue, not even in that neighborhood, knowing me there. And I'll be somewhere else, they'd be like, we thank you guys for being in the neighborhood. Crime has been down, and you know, I mean, we can't take care of everything, but we'll try to help out with stuff, you know.
I've never felt safe. I think
It all comes back to what this whole meeting is about, which is networking and communication. And I'm a former biker 50 years ago in New York, and I was in a rainstorm in Vermont, and I know exactly what you're talking about. But the very fact that you come to these meetings and you go out and you reach out into the community, that will change the perception. Just as this gentleman over here, I also am involved with re-entry program, and the more he comes out and he talks about his knowledge and his group, we do start to rethink and maybe paint the person a little bit different than what our first perception would be. So it's reaching out, communication, and networking.
This lady in the blue hat has had her hand up for a long time.
Thank you. What I wanted to know, do you all have a club in the area of Hillside, which is Andy J. Brown area?
There used to be a couple clubs over there.
Yeah.
They don't have those clubhouses anymore.
Right.
Like since 2000.
Yeah. Well, I know this last year, you know, so there's no way that we can get another motorcycle group.
Take it back. 17th and Alvor.
Rough Riders.
Rough Riders, old school Rough Riders. They're all over 50 years old.
Excuse me.
They still have, they still own property there. They basically have that area.
So they in the association, like.
They are in the, there's another association, which is a bit older than ours. They are in that association. So if you need a contact, we can provide you with contact.
We have, I mean, we have, the next workshop does not start until 11:15. It's 11:02, so we do have, we're not, we have some time.
I have a comment question for Ms. Christie and then a question for Mr. East. I'm in the gardens. I worked with gardens for many years, and what I found is the community garden in and of itself is important for building community, for, you know, reattaching to the resources in the soil. But what I've also found is that folks don't often know what to do with that banana pepper.
or that green pepper. They don't know how to cook it, to bring from garden to plate. And with childhood obesity becoming a major plague in the next few years, that's going to be an issue. So there is a program that is occurring right now called cookingmatters.org that will teach you, will do free training courses on how to do that. And I thought I'd share that with you.
Thank you.
So that, I think that's going to be a very important initiative to go from garden to plate, okay? Especially in certain communities. And for Mr. Beast, I've been working with rain gardens for many, many years. And I've never met someone at your age level, I'm assuming, that knows how to build a rain garden.
Well,
I'm intrigued about how to learn that.
I'm a country boy. I'm traveling in Tennessee most of the time. Some of them Mississippi.
That's my legal number.
But garden is just in our blood. That's another reason why I want to do the raised beds and everything. Because I've noticed that a lot of people, they get vegetables from the grocery store or canned or whatever. Even the ones that get at the grocery store is not fresh as they think it is. And the fresher the vegetables are, the better they are for you.
You built rain gardens?
Yes.
Rain gardens also?
Well, yeah. Well, the rain garden that I did at Broadway, they had a roof, and they got like slate tile roofs, and that roof will leak down. And it's got like 2 big drain pipes probably about that big coming out, and it will leak out into the yard there. It's like a little small strip, and then there's a part where the rain garden is, a little walkway. And it would just build right there in that little small strip. And eventually it would go down the ground and flood the basement. So it just started collecting. So what I did is we dug up the ground, we laid pipes out into that middle triangle, and then we put a box there to distribute the water. And we put in natural plants to put all the natives in to take up the water and everything else. It worked very good. It's about it. Come on, start here. Yeah, it's going pretty good.
What is your real name?
David.
Davey?
Yeah.
Jackson. Because I have that down.
All right, Mr. Beast, Mr. Taz, and Mr. Beast, I think we're gonna have to talk. We really thank all of you so much for being here, and we'll stay for a little bit if you have questions or whatever.
Before everyone,
Thank you.
well done.
Thank you.